YouTube. Welcome back. It's your boy Davidito. This is Davidito Designs, and we back like we never left. And since you back, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share with a friend. Let them in on the secret. It's not really a secret, but let them in. Share. Today I'm giving you five tips. Five tips from some of your favorite customizers who customize shoes, all right? So if you didn't know, I have a podcast. Yep. I have a podcast. It's called the Lace 'em Up Podcast, right? Where I interview different artists, shoe customizers, so on and so forth. And one of the things I asked him is, if I was a new shoe artist, if I was a new customizer, give me one tip. Give me one tip. And today I'm going to share five tips with you from different people from the podcast that they've shared on the pod. So if you haven't checked out the podcast, it's on the same channel. Go find a playlist and check them out. We several episodes in right now. So follow your boy. Go ahead and drop some likes and some comments in those as well. I greatly appreciate it. But let's get to those tips. First tip.
Just practice. I mean, start with an easy pair of shoes. Don't jump right into the hard stuff. I'd probably go with a pair of Vans just because they're cheap. And if you ruin them, you can start over or get another pair and just wing it. I mean, there's so many people online that'll help you out and try to guide you along, but just go for it.
Tip number 2.
Man, one good tip, dude. This got to be like the one general tip, bro. Like, you're like, yo, make them at least 50 grand a year, dog. I would say soak in the knowledge, because there's so much that a customizer can do. I've seen people do glitter customs. I've seen people take flat leather that's just a hide of leather and make it into a shoe. I've seen people paint portraits, airbrush. I mean, you name it. I've seen so many multiple ways that you can make this artwork. And I would say the best way for you to really learn it and develop yourself is to watch people on YouTube, to watch people on Facebook, wherever you can watch them do their work, you know. TikTok's a little difficult. I see a lot of TikTok videos where they're like 15 seconds. I'm like, come on, dog, that's in like 3 weeks, you know. So they're just giving you like little tidbits. I would say, you know, and I'm not throwing my name out there for that reason, but, you know, I do live streams for that exact reason, because now you can see how long does the paint dry before I can drop that stencil on it and it doesn't peel off the paint that I just painted on the shoe, you know. We can sit there and we can chat about it. If you guys have questions, you know, I'm always there and, you know, free to hit you guys back with answers immediately, real time, you know what I mean? And I think that's important for a lot of customizers, that, you know, you can be working with a mesh today, but then tomorrow you're working with suede, and that's not the same process of painting it, you know? So the only way you'd know that is to soak that knowledge in.
Tip number 3.
I said something to my cousin the other day. Damn, I should have wrote that shit down. I don't remember. Sorry for the curse word. I don't remember, but because she's trying to start something, and I forgot what I said to her, man. But I'll just keep it simple and plain, man. You're never gonna get rich working for anybody. Like, you're never gonna be able to take vacations like you want to. You're never gonna be able to enjoy life like you really want to working for anyone. So put that into your fire pit and say to yourself, all right, for the first 2-3 years, I'm gonna bust my, you know what? I'm gonna grind out. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm just gonna try stuff. You have to try stuff. You have to get out there and try stuff. Too many people are so fixated on overnight success that, you know, they see things on the internet like, oh, I could start this business. I know this girl. We were talking as friends. We were talking, and she was just telling me, I got this business. I'm going to start this business. I just started this business. And the whole time in my mind, I'm like, honey, you need to slow down. Like, you need to pick one thing, master it. Let that open the door for everything else. So that's my advice. Stick with one thing, pound it to the ground until you feel like, okay, I need to move on. Like, right now, I'm at a point with custom sneakers. I'm like, what else can I do? Like, what else can I do besides now start to hook up with the cobblers to create shoes. Like painting for me is I reached that ceiling already. You know what I'm saying? I feel so now I can hit you with clothes. Now I can hit you with whatever mindful thinking. I can hit you with positive quotes for the day because now my field is open. Now people know who I am. So that's the advice, man. Stick to one thing. Always keep in mind that if you want to live your life the way you want to live it, you need to get on your grind and work for yourself and do it the way you want to do it. This way you can do these things and do cool stuff.
Tip number 4.
The most common advice that you'll hear from people is just do it, right? I mean, but I think for me, for somebody who's just starting, who might not have all of the resources to dump in it, because being an artist full time actually requires a lot more financial aid than a lot of people think. I would say go for something that you already have. So if you have a pair of sneakers that maybe are old, or maybe you don't wear anymore, try it on that first. Or if you can't afford to buy brand new Air Force Ones all the time, go and get a secondhand one and just go to town. The first time that you try something, it might not look really pretty. It might not be the perfect masterpiece that you were hoping for in your mind, but everybody starts somewhere, and the more you do it, the more you improve.
And before we get into this last tip, I promise you 5, you're going to get 5. Before we get into this last tip, if you have not yet, subscribe. Follow your boy, support the channel. We're trying to grow it. And I can only do that with your support. So subscribe. Now, without any further ado, tip number 5.
My secret tip is that you need to spend as much time planning how you want to grow your business and planning out your content as you do on the artwork and painting shoes, because I didn't do that for probably my first 6 or 7 years. It was just head down and let's paint nonstop. And then I think things really started to take a turn for me when I started to take content more serious and planning out the next move in business and whatnot, because otherwise, you know what I mean? If you're doing good work, you're never going to run out of work, and you'll literally be in that hamster wheel of fulfilling client order after client order forever and never set aside time to plan out your next step, because your next step's always just going to be that next order, grab that next pair off the shelf, and you're never going to really be able to be multiple steps ahead. So spending way more time on content also, because at the end of the day, we all have to play the game of social media. We're all we're all part of that and trying to grow on all these different platforms. There's so many nowadays, but really try to focus on growing on one. You know what I mean? Whether that's going to be TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, try to put a lot of stock into one and really try to grow that one. But don't forget about the others, because you never know what could happen that could go viral overnight per se on any of those platforms that could really ultimately change your business. So really setting aside time to make sure that your content looks premium also, because if you want to have a premium product and you want to charge premium prices, you're also going to have premium photography. So
if you've made it this far, thank you. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. I am Davidito. This is Davidito Designs. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe, drop a like in the comment. Let me know which tip you like the best. Let me know which tip you feel like gave you the most information, right, that you could work with or that gets you set off on the right path. And once you do start, come back and share it. Let us know your channel. Maybe we can get you on the Lace 'em Up podcast and we can hear about you and your journey. I greatly appreciate it once again. Don't forget, fear is fake. Creating is problem solving.
Go.
Peace.
Forward. Listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim core. Davidito, he'll cook it up like a kilo and have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stilo.